Midday Kentucky cooking segment brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.
Welcome back to Midday Kentucky. I'm Chef Allison Davis here in the Wild Time Kitchen, and we are making a little jam today. Really interesting combination though. It's a grape jam that's going to be a little savory with some hints of jalapeno and ginger. So we've got some heat, some sweet, and some spice working into this. And I think this will be perfect for just maybe like some sliced baguettes toasted. Throw a little goat cheese or your favorite cheese on there and top it with this jam, and it will make for a delicious appetizer or evening starter. So one of the things I'm going to go ahead and start prepping up is I'm going to use fresh ginger in this one. And sometimes people don't really know the best way to peel ginger because it's got all these little knobs and whatnot on it. I use the back of a spoon, and I just run the back of the spoon along the ginger, and it gets into all those little like nooks and crannies, and you can just take that and get that ginger peeled. And then we're going to grate this ginger for our jam. All right. And then we're also going to cut and de-seed our jalapeno, which I'm going to do here in just a minute. But you can see how this spoon here on this ginger just gets right in there, and it's going to work a lot faster and more efficiently and better than just using a peeler personally. And then you are not cutting as much ginger off. If you were trying to do this with a knife, you'd probably be cutting a lot of those knobs off and then just having more waste. So this is just my little trick of getting that skin off, and you can see that we really didn't lose much ginger. We just got the skin off of it. Then for grating, just a nice little grater, we're going to go through and just get some fine grated ginger for this. All right? I like the Microplane brand, but this is another good one that we actually carry here in the store. We have a little retail section that we have just some cooking gadgets, some knives, and we've got a lot of stuff coming in for the holidays as well. So, all right, so we've got some ginger here. We're going to go in and also do a little small dice on our jalapeno. I don't really use gloves when I'm cutting jalapenos now because they're actually not that hot. If I'm cutting habaneros or serranos, I might use a glove, but for jalapenos it really doesn't affect me. But if it does, you might just want to put some gloves on, and then we're just going to cut those seeds out, and then I just will cut some thin strips, and then we'll just turn those around, and then we'll have a nice little small dice on our jalapeno. Okay, so that's going to bring the heat for our jam. So now we've got our jalapeno, our ginger, and really now I'm just going to start building this jam. So I've got a little pan here, and we're going to bring that to medium heat. I'm going to go in with red grapes. So I'm going to just go ahead and throw my red grapes in. I'm going to go in with a little bit of onion. It also calls for maybe some shallots if you have them. I just took a red onion and started to dice it up. We're going to go in with our jalapeno, our ginger. Everything's just going to go into one pot with this one because this is all going to be cooked down. And we're going to add some vinegar, which is going to be our liquid in our jam. And then for me, I kind of like to have just a touch of sweetness, so I'm probably going to add just a touch of honey. In addition to the grapes, as you can see, I'm just cutting up some Granny Smith apple, and I went ahead and peeled those, and we're just going to do a small dice on our apples. I just cut around the seeds to make it easier so that then I don't have to cut the seeds and I can just go right through and just do a rough little dice on those. All right, so I'm going to start adding in my green apples here, and you can start to hear it sizzling, and just start working those in. And then this is going to be a spiced jam, so we actually are going to add in some spices to this. So I've got just some ground spices. You could use the whole spices and toast them ahead of time and then ground them yourselves, which I love to do. But if you're looking for a time saver, you can just go in with a little bit of your fresh ground spices. So I've got a little bit of ground cumin, some mustard, ground mustard, and we're going to go in with a bit of coriander. All right, so then our liquid, like I was saying, we're going to go in with our vinegar, and we're going to go in with some honey to sweeten that. And we're just gonna let this cook and let this work down. And then I'll show you guys the finished product with a little bit of our sliced baguettes here in just a minute. So you can go to find this recipe at WTVQ.com/recipes tab. Click on that recipe tab, and then you can find me, Chef Allison Davis, at Instagram. And we'll be right back after this short break.